Alright guys, we got some onion, green onion, celery, little smokies. We got us a big old pretty ham slice, some okra, cayenne pepper, little Tony Chachere's. We got us some butter. Yes, that's upside down. Rutub, if you spell it backwards. But anyway, some lemon, some garlic, some shrimp, crawfish, and some gumbo mix I've got over here. A little bit of seasonings and stuff I threw together. I think it'll make a great flavoring, so we'll see. I don't know. But anyway, I'm going to try to take y'all slowly and carefully through this type of gumbo. Traditional gumbo is made with a roux, and I'm all for gumbo made with the roux. I love it, but this time I'm going to make a base. I'm going to let the onion and celery and crawfish tails and ham cook down until it's a thick paste or a thick soup, and then I'm going to make gumbo with that base instead of the roux like you normally would. So all the gumbo aficionados that say, oh, it's got to be roux or it's not gumbo, y'all let me know in the comments. I'm good with it. But come along guys, we're going to make us a pot of gumbo. May not be the best choice of knife for this. Well, all right, the butter and the onions go in the pot first. Just bring the pot over here for now. 2 sticks of butter, 2 medium onions. And I might, as a disclaimer, my food is not always heart healthy by somebody's standards, and it's probably not, but by taste bud standards, great. We are going to dice our celery, 5 sticks. And that's a matter of your personal preference or taste. You can use the whole stalk of celery, or you can just use one. That's up to you. And that, since the celery is a little tougher than the onion, cut it a little smaller. Into the pot. Now this is a step many of you have probably never seen in gumbo. I like it. So we're going to cut this ham up. We're going to dice the ham. Just a ham steak. You can get it at any grocery store, about anywhere. I'm going to dice it up extra fine, or as fine as possible. Once again, this will be a matter of preference. I'm not going to use the whole ham slice, just about half of it. And that will also cook down into the base and form the base for our gumbo. Last but not least, a little bit of garlic. That looks like a little bit. And since this is going to be crawfish gumbo, a whole 16-ounce package of crawfish tails. Nothing fancy. Right in the pot with the other ingredients. Now we're going to put that on the stove, bring that to a simmer. We're going to let it simmer until all that is cooked into a thick paste. The crawfish, everything will just be one big pot of a rich, meaty base. I'm not calling it a roux because it's not. It's just going to be a base. And from this base, we'll make the rest of our gumbo. I'm going to turn it on high. When it gets to a simmer, we'll cover it and cut it down and let it simmer 30-45 minutes till it gets tender. We'll be back with y'all when it gets hot. Now, while the pot's getting hot, we're going to dice the green onions. We will add these later. The green onions will add a wonderful color and flavor to the gumbo. As we're going to add just a little bit of salt. Once again, personal preference, and a little bit, just a hint, cayenne pepper. I want to be able to taste it, but I don't want it overpowering. Well, I mean, it's got to be spicy. Y'all, that smells so good. I wish y'all could smell it. Guys, that ham and butter and onion and celery smell absolutely divine, and garlic. Well guys, look at there. Those crawfish have thawed and contributed their wonderful part to this delicious base. I mean, look at that. It's just full of crawfish and ham and onions. We're going to let this simmer about between 30 and 45 minutes until it cooks down into our base. And we'll come back in here and finish our gumbo. Man. I wish you guys could smell this. That has cooked down into a very, very thick, fragrant base. Now we're going to start adding the rest of our ingredients. I'm going to add 4 cups of water. And we're probably going to need more, but I'm going to start with 4. Add our green onion. Add our little smokies. And our mix. Now at this point we have to stir this so it doesn't stick and burn. We want it to be very thoroughly blended. We will bring this back to a boil, stirring it the whole time, like I said, so it doesn't stick. And probably need to let it simmer about 20 minutes. Also at this time we're going to add our lemon. Just a half of a lemon will be sufficient. Thought I got all the seeds out of that, but I didn't. But I snagged that one. And let me snag that one. Probably wouldn't hurt nothing, but still. So now we've just got to bring this to a boil. Y'all, that's starting to thicken up very, very nicely. Still lacks about 10 minutes. But at the end of 10 minutes, we're going to add the final ingredients. We're going to add the shrimp and crawfish tails. Yes, we're going to put more crawfish in the crawfish gumbo. Going to add a stick of butter and some delicious okra. We're adding all those ingredients last because if we cook a long time, they'll cook down to a mush and disappear, and we do not want that. But it's starting to get nice and thick. Alright guys, our gumbo is sufficiently thick enough. You want your bubbles to just roll over. You don't want them to plop and burst. You want it to be if you can imagine this, almost like you're trying to gargle with peanut butter. You want it just to be a real slow bubble because the gumbo is so thick and not thin and watery. See, those bubbles just don't plop way up in the air. Now that we've got that to the desired consistency and doneness, we're going to add our shrimp and crawfish. We do those at the very end so they don't overcook. If you overcook your shrimp, they get tough, and we don't want that. We're also going to add our final stick of butter. And I know some of y'all will probably say, ooh, butter. Trust me. And last but certainly not least, our okra. I wish you guys could smell this. It is thick, full of ingredients almost to the point of being decadent. I guess that's an accurate description. Lots of crawfish, lots of shrimp, lots of sausage. And it's going to be so good. Well guys, here you have it. We've got our shrimp, we've got our crawfish, we've got our okra, and it is so thick and decadent and just outright delicious. It's going to be so good. I'm going to add some extra rice. I like mine over rice. Get some rice in the bowl. Just gonna reach in there and get a big spoonful. That is going to be absolutely amazing. Try to do this without burning myself. That is 10 out of 10 good, y'all. Delicious. Thick, rich, alluvial gumbo. Hope you guys have enjoyed this episode of the channel. Thank you all so much. All my subscribers, all your comments, your feedback, your support means the world to the channel. We thank you guys for it. We appreciate y'all so much. We enjoyed having y'all with us today. Thank you, and we will see you on the next one.